It marks the 17th official anniversary of Sonic Unleashed, and Sega have been dropping new hints that a Sonic Unleashed remaster might finally be happening. From Sonic Crossworlds references, brand new Endless Possibility remixes, the anniversary promotion, and the new CGI lighting models, and Sega's entire remaster pattern, everything points towards Sonic Unleashed returning on modern hardware. So I want to show down every major clue that Sega has left behind, including the Crossworlds and ideas, the visual style, the Sonic music releases, the pattern of Sega's remaster roadmap from Colors to Generations and then Unleashed, and the modern Boost Engine and Unreal Engine 5 animation tests, and updated Sega's hiring pages for lighting, rendering, and animation artists, and how a remaster fits into the 2027 and 28 Sonic timeline, and why Unleashed is still one of the most loved Sonic games ever created. So if you do love Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Frontiers 2, Sonic Crossworlds, or anything Sonic team is working on, this video is packed with news, analysis, and exciting possibilities for the next era of Sonic games. And the reason I bring this to the center point of the video is because we've had the Sonic Generations remaster, we've had the Sonic Colors remaster, we know Sega are highly confident with the Boost remakes, and we know that Sonic team have an invitation towards making more higher quality games, and also Unleashed has had a recent surge in popularity and reception over the years, so I do believe that this is a high likely possibility, and I want to explain a couple bits of information that could collectively give us this idea, and exactly why Sega could push for this narrative, but with a bit of a twist. And that twist, I think, is they would probably not include the Werehog, or at least have it to a limited effect, because I know that that brings down the game's quality to an extent for some people, but me personally, I love the Werehog. Let me know in the comments, do you guys like the Werehog or not? But yesterday, 17 years later, the Bowling for Soup and Punk Rock Factory have released a brand new version of Endless Possibility, the main theme from Sonic Unleashed. So yeah, we've got a brand new version of Endless Possibilities. Now, and you guys can hear it in the background, I want to know what you guys think of this remix, but also the fact that Sonic team have always been teasing Unleashed ever since its release and how the reception has massively gone up in recent years, from it being directly referenced within the Sonic lore community, from the Werehog having constant attention by Sega and the Sonic official Twitter account, the fact that the Werehog has been gaining much more love and attention, it being tweeted by the official Sonic UP accounts, the fact that Tales within Tales Tube has been consistently showing off these new locations, the Frontiers references of Unleashed in themselves, the fact that Unlimited Possibilities have been marked for the 35th anniversary, which actually points to an idea that we could be seeing an Unleashed remaster, either next year or the year after. But I thought you said Azuka is not focusing on remasters or remakes for the next Sonic game. And yeah, I do agree with that, so that's why, but I feel like there's 2 points we have to make. The first one is that Unleashed isn't necessarily a game that is too risky for them to release because it's a boost game. I don't think that it's scary for them to do that as compared to like SA1 or SA2. Those are the games that they probably could mess up quite a bit if they were to re-release those. I do have confidence that Sonic team could re-release the adventure games and it would be amazing, but I do understand the concern that Sega or Azuka might be having with that. Maybe they're trying to like kind of hide it so they don't have to do it until they're like fully confident until they release Frontiers 2. And the second thing is I believe that we might even be seeing the Sonic Unleashed remake in tangent from, so let's say we get Sonic Frontiers 2 in 2026 and then 2027 we'll end up getting the Unleashed remake, so it kind of has like the gap between the Frontiers 2 game, Unleashed remaster / remake, and then we get another spin-off game, like for example another like racing or something like that, and then 2029 is when we get Sonic Frontiers 3, which would be really awesome. Or it could go the other way, where we get Sonic Frontiers 2 in 2027, and then 2026 we get Sonic Unleashed remaster. Because it kind of completes the triangle. We've had Sonic Colors, Sonic Generations, and then we're gonna have Sonic Unleashed, which would perfectly make sense. And I feel like if they were to eradicate the Werehog section of Unleashed and obviously fix the optimization issues utilizing Unreal Engine 5, that would make a perfect precedent for exactly what people would love to see for the franchise. And obviously I don't feel this way. I love the Werehog gameplay. In fact, it's one of the main reasons I adore Unleashed, but I can understand why people do have a slight dislike for it, as it doesn't reflect the fast and speedy gameplay that the Hedgehog is known for. But also more drawings, the fact that it's been showcased more within Sonic Rumble, just all these little posts that Sega has made constantly referencing Unleashed, the fact that there's been more love and attention and the remixes for the Apotos theme within Sonic Crossworlds. And if you think about it logically, what other Sonic game could they really re-release without it being too hard to release that would potentially break the entire franchise? Like the adventure remakes, like if they screw that up, that would be awful. I also want to bring attention to the fact that they're starting to go back to that Unleashed characterization of Sonic, which might implicitly release as a Sonic Unleashed remaster in 2027 or 26, but it does give us an inclination towards the way that Sega are heading and exactly how they do acknowledge that Unleashed is a very prestigious game, and if they were to be able to fix that by re-releasing it and it gets a whole bunch of really brand brand new scores that show that Unleashed actually is the masterpiece that it is, that would completely clown IGN and just make everything so much better again. And also the fact that they've been using so many different Unleashed locations ever since the release of Crossworlds, and they look absolutely glorious when shown off in the Unreal Engine 5 test. And also the Werehog being a pre-order in Crossworlds might actually contribute to this theory, because obviously they were showing a lot of promotional content towards classic Sonic before the release of Sonic Origins and also Sonic Superstars. But if I wanted an Unleashed remake, I would want a couple things. Now the first thing I would want is having Sonic Unleashed X something. So for example, let's use Amy as an example. Imagine we had Sonic X Amy Unleashed or something like that. So just think of a general character. I would love to kind of see that whole adaptation that they've done previously with Shadow Generations, and just being able to see that fully in its Unleashed setting, because I feel like that would really pad the game out and make it feel really substantial. The second thing would be implementation using Unreal Engine 5's lighting effects, and also just seeing Unleashed come to its true beauty. The third thing would be performance issue upgrades, so like obviously making the game far more optimized and maybe reducing the render distance so then Sonic can actually have a higher resolution texture, because obviously Unleashed is glorious when you play it fully on the Xbox Series X and on PC, where they have actually been able to make a PC port and it just feels so smooth. Another thing is waves of DLC, so maybe influencing from the movies, and I want them to finally fix the collector's edition issues for Sonic titles. So for example, the Sonic X Shadow Generation issue that was supposed to come over a year ago now still hasn't turned up, so guys, where is it? Make sure to like and subscribe only if you like me as a person. Could Sega potentially release a Sonic Unleashed remake or remaster within 2027? Or maybe they might do it in 26 and then release Frontiers 2 in 2027? I still lean towards the theory that Frontiers 2 will come out in 2026, and then 2027 they'll go nuts. So I feel like if Unleashed is the highest possibility, because yes, I feel as if Unleashed is the only game they could really do beside the adventure titles, and I just don't see them doing the adventure titles because they're massively ambitious. But Unleashed, I still feel like they could release on modern hardware and still kind of compete with Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations, so it doesn't look too dated. But I feel like with the adventure remakes, they'd have to like completely remake the whole game for it to like work on modern system. And when I say remaking adventure from the ground up, I feel like kind of like how they did it with Crash Bandicoot, how they've completely remade that game entirely. Give all of your speculation in the comments, because there's been a lot of love for Unleashed recently, and happy anniversary to Unleashed. Leave all your theories and suggestions in the comments. I also forgot to mention in the video that the official Sonic the Hedgehog account has been commenting over so many different Sonic Unleashed videos, whether they're directly from the original creators of Endless Possibility, or just in general fan stuff. So this is really awesome, the fact that Sonic has just been more so in like actually acknowledging Unleashed. So this is really awesome, guys.
I see it, I see it.